Nesta Carbonell has opened up about one of the most emotional and surprising character decisions in the morning show season 4, and it's all about Yanko Flores. Since the series' debut back in 2019, this show has always balanced sharp satire with intense, personal storytelling. Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon may be the anchors on screen, but it's the entire ensemble that makes the world feel so alive. And one of the most quietly compelling characters through it all has been Yanko, the network's passionate, often misunderstood weatherman. From the very beginning, Yanko's journey has been one of heart versus logic. His romance with production assistant Claire back in season 1 wasn't just controversial. It was a reflection of the chaos that exists behind the cameras of morning television. What started as an unexpected connection quickly turned complicated, as their relationship crossed professional boundaries and stirred up power dynamics that rippled through the newsroom. When Claire ended things with him at the end of that first season, Yanko's heartbreak was palpable. But what's interesting is how he carried that emotional weight through the seasons that followed. By the time we reach season 4, Yanko has seemingly rebuilt himself. He's in a new relationship with Ariana, and for once, things seem stable. But then, Claire returns. That's where the emotional storm begins again. In his interview with Screen Rant, Nesta Carbonell explained how Yanko's decision this season wasn't about denying his past but choosing his present. Despite the undeniable history and feelings he still has for Claire, he doesn't let nostalgia dictate his actions. Instead, he makes a practical, mature choice to stay true to the relationship he's building with Ariana. And that's such a major step forward for Yanko as a character. Carbonell mentioned that this decision wasn't an easy one to portray because Yanko is someone who leads with emotion. He's passionate, loyal, and deeply empathetic, traits that make him so likable but also make him vulnerable to heartbreak. What's fascinating here is how the writers use his story to explore emotional growth. Yanko's always been the kind of man who feels things deeply, but for once, he's not chasing the whirlwind of passion. He's grounding himself in what's real and possible. It's a side of him we haven't seen before, and it shows that the morning show isn't afraid to let its characters evolve in subtle, human ways. Still, that doesn't mean the door to his past is fully closed. There's this underlying tension between Yanko and Claire that's impossible to ignore. Even if they're trying to move on, feelings that strong don't just vanish. The big question is whether Claire's reappearance will test Yanko's resolve, and whether Ariana will sense that conflict brewing beneath the surface. After all, this is the morning show, and nothing ever stays simple for long. If those old sparks reignite, it could cause a ripple effect not just in Yanko's love life, but also in the workplace dynamics that the show thrives on. It's worth remembering that Yanko and Claire's relationship, while controversial, was one of the show's most interesting emotional arcs. They challenged each other, they broke rules, and they reflected the messy gray areas of mixing love and career. Now, several seasons later, both characters have grown. They're older, wiser, and walking very different professional paths. That raises an intriguing possibility. Could their reconnect ion, even as friends, redefine who Yanko is in this phase of his life? Or will it reopen old wounds that never truly healed? Whatever happens, it's clear that Yanko's journey in season 4 is about emotional maturity and hard choices. It's about learning that love isn't always about the person who once made your heart race. Sometimes it's about the person who helps you feel grounded. Still, the tension between past and present is bound to shape the rest of his arc this season, and it's going to be fascinating to see where it all leads. What do you think? Should Yanko give Claire another chance? Or is it time he fully commits to Ariana and finally closes that chapter of his life? I'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think the morning show is setting him up for heartbreak? Or is this the season Yanko finally gets his piece? Let's talk about it below, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into the morning show season 4 and beyond.